Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lisema Matsietsi and thank you for coming to this channel once again. The main topic for today is to find out, can you really be able to do online mentoring, especially if you want to become an analyst? Can you really come to this channel to a point where you feel like you had a mentor? Can you do that or can you not? It's a topic for today. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. Mentoring is a very difficult process, more especially for people who don't know what mentoring is. Before we go into mentoring, because everybody else is throwing up all these words to say mentoring, coaching, sponsorship, I thought maybe I should go around and just explain the difference between the three once again, so that you know what you're looking for. A coach talks to you, a mentor talks with you, and a sponsor talks about you. You know, the whole thing that somebody talks about you in closed doors, it's a good advocate about you, it's not about bad news. That is a sponsor. And sometimes we might be looking for a coach or a mentor, while we sometimes maybe need a sponsor. But before we get to that whole issue, what is the difference between the two? Let's just look at straight one. What is a coach? The one that talks to you. Last year, I also on myself, I went out, I sought out a coach because I had, a couple of people that I was speaking to, but I needed somebody else who can give me a structure. So I went out, I sought out a coach, and I did a few videos about the benefit of having a coach, especially if you want to become an analyst. What the coach did is exactly what's written up here. A coach provided guidance for me in terms of my development, and often focused on like my soft skills. At a time I was sharing the whole thing, ladder of power. Those are the things that a coach will coach you about, the things that you are lacking in. Your soft skills, they do active listening, and they rather not focus most heavily on technical skills. So if you find out that what you need in life is how to learn how to code, a coach might do very little to you, because for that you have to go to Udemy and learn how to code. But when you seek out a coach, you seek out somebody who will listen to you. In terms of who's responsible for the relationship, you and your coach are responsible for driving the relationship. You can, like I said, you can reach out to the coach when you need help. If you feel like you had a horrible day in the office, you just went through performance management, or you just went through a presentation, nobody really takes you seriously, you can actually go back to your coach and say, listen, I did the presentation, where do I improve, what do I not? And they can, help you to say, maybe reach out to Toastmasters, maybe do this, maybe do that. In terms of soft skills, the technical skills, I'm assuming you already have when you're in this case. Actions that are coming out of this session is to provide development feedback outside the formal performance evaluation process. If you reach out to a coach, especially, it helps out if it's in your work area, because it can work hand in hand with your performance management. So you can say, let's send out the survey, what does the other people say about you? Okay, you got your 360 feedback, or let's work towards that. But it's not your manager that's doing that. I know in senior management development program, they went to us as senior managers becoming coach for people. But in this case, I would say it's still much better to keep your manager relationship, tend to be talking about task and burning issues, as well as have an hour or two every month or every fortnightly where you're chatting with your coach in that case. So it's totally different. Your manager can become a coach. I personally prefer you to have a separate person for the, a qualified, certified coach in this case. So a mentor is a person who normally talks about, how did they do it? So they talk about themselves, while a coach talks about, this is how we can improve. A mentor informally or formally helps you navigate your career, providing guidance for career choices and decisions. I need you to mentor me. I see you already going towards the mountain. Can you show me how do I climb the mountain? And the mentor will say, okay, you know what? I remember I was a junior manager at one point. I worried too much about salaries and pay, wasted time on personal development, or wasted time on taking this opportunity. Look out for those opportunities. Something like that. A mentor will tell you, this is how I've done it. This is how I got on top of the mountain. Or this is how I got to a position where I am while I'm going on top of the mountain. Who drives the relationship? So you drive the relationship. Your mentor is reactive and responsive to your needs. They don't reach out to you, you reach out to a person and you say, can you mentor me? Can you come to me and can you show me how did you get up the mountain? Based on your needs, when you say, oh, I haven't started studying, a mentor will tell you from when they were in high school or maybe when they entered varsity, they'll take you from that point. So don't be afraid, you can reach out to anybody and they can mentor you depending if they have the time. They can help you from that time to say this is what I've done from that age going forward. The actions that comes out of that is to help you determine possible career paths to meet your specific career path. If you're saying I love working, you don't say I love working with data like one other person who reached out to me. You normally describe the environment that you like to work in. I like engaging with people, I like talking with people. In a way, I also enjoy finding meaning out of data. What career opportunities can I take? And then the conversation can start from there. This is where I'm actually sitting and focusing on. Let's talk about the gold standard. So then is a sponsor. You know, when people are saying, I'm looking for sponsorships, can you sponsor me? What does sponsorship actually mean? What is a sponsor? So a sponsor is a senior leader, not a junior person. If you are reaching out to a team leader, that cannot be a sponsor. Why? Let's read further. It's a senior leader or other person who uses strong influence to help you obtain your high visibility assignments, promotions, or jobs. So essentially, a sponsor is somebody else who has the power in closed room to say, Lisema is my guy. And they're like, no, but we have Johannes here, he's good. It's like, Lisema is my guy, he meets the EE standards, high quality, integrity, he's my guy. That's a sponsor. He talks about you in closed doors. But the idea is you can't come back and look for sponsorship to a person who is not a senior leader in their field. This could be senior menco, the exco, or it could be group exco, depending if you have group of companies. So you can find your CEO, your CFO, or your executives, being able to sponsor you in this case. You are, depending on where you are working in the data or in the analysis space, your senior manager could also be able to sponsor you, because when the promotions or when opportunities to go study open up, they can actually reach out to you. I shared a story a bit while I was just sitting minding my own business. I get a call from HR to say, please call me back immediately. I call back and they say, listen, there's a program here for you. Can you send me the documents in 5 minutes? I had you the guy. So somebody was being a sponsor for me. They were talking about nobody else should go on that training but Lisema. In my absence, I didn't even know who that person is. So there are people who are actually vouching for you. They can also be your sponsors. Who drives the relationship? The sponsor drives the relationship. I said, because they're advocating for you in many settings and including behind closed doors. So you don't reach out to this person. This person is the one that says, there's a guy with some funny looking beard and I want that guy in my team. I know this is ideal, but most of this, as far as I'm concerned, could be as a result of mentoring. If somebody has mentored you before and have seen how resilient you have been, and they can see your potential and how you deal with difficult conversation and difficult situation, and how you remain calm in a midst of turbulence, it's more likely that the same person would be able to become your sponsor. So the more you seek out for mentors, as far as I'm concerned, the more you could find them, resulting into sponsorship later on. So you don't reach out and say, sorry, Mr. Executive, can you become my sponsor? First thing they will probably say, if I were them, is, who are you? Why should I sponsor you? The actions that are, out of this relationship is they advocate for you, your advancement, and champion your work and potential for other senior managers. So like I said, they will say, we have to rationalize, we need to minimize the team. And they can say, wait on a second, I got one guy that I want, in this project, dark blue, yellow, whatever the case is. Lisema is going to do it and he's going to deliver it properly. So that is a sponsor for you. Let's go back to our question. Can you be able to get mentorship? Not sponsorship. because half the time if you go online, unless if you really got a good relationship and it's not a possible swindling situation, you can get a sponsor. But more likely you might get, the best that you can get is mentorship. So can you get mentorship online? Yes, you can get a mentorship online. When I designed this channel at the beginning of it in 2021, when I started with my first video, I had a conversation with Urarato and I said, I would like to, share what I've had, what I know with people. I know half of the stuff that are required in the real world in solving and giving insight. It's got nothing to do with the technology or the tools, but it's got everything else to do with your attitude towards it. And in so doing, I would like to share the attitude that is needed to get you that analyst role, or to get you a senior analyst role, or you get you an analyst manager role, whatever the case it might be. Not even the role, sometimes it might even be you opening up your own consulting on the side. But in that case, it is possible, as far as I'm concerned, it's possible to get to a point where you can be mentored. The only thing else in this case, like I said here, the mentee, if I become your mentee in this case, I don't own the relationship. You come to me when you have a problem and you say, I'm stuck here. And then when you have some time, we can go on with that and stuff like that. And that is my whole vision of this whole channel. If you've watched the video thus far, I know you found it interesting, and thank you for doing that. If you don't mind, and if you're first time here, you stumble upon this video, we're creating a whole community of people that aspire to be analysts, or people that are already analysts, but they would rather, refine something else in their skill set, or their tool set, or their mindset. Please feel free to hit the subscription button. After doing that, if you like this video, I would not be able to tell if I'm doing a good job or not. The only way to tell that is if you hit the like button, the thumbs up. You're also free to hit the thumbs down, but just let me know, leave a comment or two, tell me what am I doing wrong. Stay tuned for the next video.